and let there be sound. Hello, everybody. My name is Kirby, Kwan Jr., and we are back for yet another Ghetto Fabulous Podcast. As usual, my co-host to my right, which is your left, your boy Skinny Jean Shane.
Yep, how's it going?
We are. You could use a hat too. Your hair is actually all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah. I found my bike like a few weeks ago, and I've just been riding it, and like the hair
making my way downtown.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, shit. It's been actually quite a while since last time you were here. It's been like a month, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
What you been doing since then?
I found a job, finally. So I've just been working away at that, but also figuring out some other life stuff, such as maybe if I go back to school or not, given the current pandemic.
Well, you do realize if you go back to school, you're not really going anywhere. Like, literally.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, well, I got my education. I think I'm from my house.
I'm just, like, trying to get more qualified is all. You know?
What were you planning to do? To what qualifications?
Like, human resources diploma or, like, something like that. Just for, like, a more management, like, level kind of work. So.
Okay, so you want to be a boss already, eh?
Kind of.
That's smart because the writer sits in the back. I owned him for about 3 months as his boss.
You told me about this.
Yeah, so for those who didn't know, the writer sits in the back worked beneath me as my part-time sales associate at one of my workplaces. So in essence, all of his success is derived from my greatness.
You know what's funny? You actually asked me, like, you want to come work for me too? And I was like, no.
Yeah, would you like to be my slave as well?
And I just said, no thanks.
If you are in need of a, not anymore, but if for whatever happens, let's say like God decided to like say fuck you to your company that you work for or whatever, and then like they just died, I would first start by laughing, but then I would have to offer you a job.
There's already been like levels of drama that I'd probably tell you about later.
Well, shit. Once you become more established there, like after you finish your probation period, I already know what the next podcast is going to be. Work-related drama.
Oh, that'd be good.
I don't really have any like beef or anything with like my people and shit, but like we've seen a lot of customer bullshit that I could definitely have an outlet to talk about.
I have worked at my family's restaurant for like maybe 2 to 3 years.
Exactly.
And those were some of the roughest, like, how should I say, like, encounters.
Want to talk about that shit instead then, or?
Nah. Well, it's up to you, really. Like, how do you want to run this?
Here's the thing, right? Our initial plan is to do a podcast on very good moments in terrible movies, as well as vice versa, very terrible moments in good movies. Mm-hmm. You, however, said that you were struggling to think of some, right?
Well, I was struggling. I was struggling.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, struggling to think about like what was it like bad moments in good movies, right? Because the thing is like. Good moments in like bad movies, right? Is like it's kind of easy in my opinion, just because it's like
when the credits roll.
Exactly, right? Like you kind of reflect and you're just thinking like, okay, which moments would I actually want to see again? And then you just kind of like pick from there, right? Mm-hmm. But when you think like bad moments from good movies, like yeah, kind of, but like it almost kind of washes over me. Like as soon as the movie's over, I'm just thinking to myself, it's just like, man, that one action scene was like sick, right? Like I'd have to like really kind of look back and like. Almost think about them like really, really hard about just like, is it that bad or is it like, kind of understandable, stuff like that.
Well, I mean, my classic example of this, especially like at our age, is Spider-Man 2, right? Everyone loves that movie.
Man, okay, yeah.
You don't?
No, I know what you're talking. I think I know which moment you're talking
about. Yeah, because I think I might have told you this before. Why the fuck would Doc Ock go into a bank to steal giant sacks of coins to use to buy his equipment rather than just steal the fucking equipment for his fusion experiment?
Oh my god. I'm just thinking back to like some of the other moments, like from Spider-Man 3.
Well, that is a bad movie.
That's a bad movie, but there's a great moment in it.
Oh, no, of course. They're actually good. Like the action in that movie is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Most of the CG at its time is pretty good.
Yeah, most of the CG. Like, the symbiote was actually, like, kind of spot on, all right? Like, for the majority of it. But there was, like, 1 or 2 moments in it that I'm just like, it's so bad, it's good.
Okay, like...
What do you mean, what? The dance down the streets, man. Like,
no.
It is so iconically bad that it's legendary.
It is legendary, but legendarily bad. I refuse to call that moment good.
I think, alright, like...
I'd rather have the hot dog moment from the second one.
Oh, God, yeah.
Raindrops are falling from my head.
But it was also moments of just, like... I think, like, the one moment in Spider-Man 2, alright, that I can probably, like, attribute as, like... kind of bad, alright, was when you finally like get him to stop, right, and he's like up on like the rooftop, right, after fighting like Sandman.
That's 3.
That's 3, right?
Yes.
Is it?
It is.
Oh God, what happened in 2?
He fought. It's just him and Doc Ock, dude.
Oh, you're right. God, man, this is. Oh, God, when we go back to like the previous Spider-Man movies, it's just like that was my childhood, but like shit got mixed up, man. Like some of the details for me is just.
Just for you, I think I'm good.
It's just off, yeah. But no, it's just like for Spider-Man 3, alright, like, you know, another bad moment, I guess, in a bad movie, which is kind of funny. He finally finishes off like fighting Sandman or whatever, right? He gets on top of the building and he takes off his boot and like all this fucking sand comes out. And he's just like, where do these guys keep coming from? And I'm just like,
and he's not wearing socks, by the way.
Oh my God.
I have so many questions about
to
that.
me, it's just like when you start showing the mechanics of how his suit actually work, right? Like in like the real world, right? Like it raises more questions than anything else. Spider-Man Homecoming kind of like fixed some of that, right? Of like, oh yeah, all my sensors are like too dialed in, right? Like it's always at 100%, right? And that's why he has like these like fucking
the kill mode.
Exactly, or no, not the kill mode. Like his first costume, right? Which was just like
the goggles.
Yeah, it looked like fucking duct tape inside of like swimmer's goggles, right? Okay. Made sense to me, right? Perfectly fine, right? But when it came down to like the Sam Raimi like outfit, I was just like.
No, there's no explanation to that, bro.
There's moments when, like, you could tell this was, like, a cast.
Yeah.
That they made out of his body, right? And it's freaking weird. And there's this one shot, I don't know if you've ever seen it, all right? But it is awful when you really look at it, right? So you know how Spider-Man's mask kind of works, right? The face shield. There is a picture out there of behind-the-scenes footage of him removing those lenses.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the cutouts of his fucking eyes. And to me, it's like, oh my God, that is awful to look at.
It is, but at the same time, like, for part-time cosplayers like us, like, it gives us, like, ideas and stuff. Like, that's how like, when I made the Snake Eyes helmet, I made sure that the visor could just remove, like, sunglasses, basically.
Fair. But anyways, let's get back on topic of, like, you know... Because you said, what was it, like a good moment in a bad movie?
Yeah, good moment and bad movies and bad moments and good movies.
Okay, so hit me with another example.
What? After do the second one? All right, so I did bad and good, so let's do good and bad. Mm-hmm. So we all know that X-Men Origins Wolverine is existent.
This is like a cringe off.
Yeah. I will say this. I really enjoyed the moment before the movie starts. Where it's just a montage of the credits. Mm-hmm. And during that montage, you see Victor and Logan, or as he likes to call him, Jimmy. Victor and Logan, like, basically going through countless wars back to back without aging. Mm-hmm. That actually is a very good moment because you can see, yes, they have a brotherhood, but you see the brotherhood slowly kind of fading and Victor going more and more like blood crazy.
Yeah.
Everything else is bad.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could say everybody's physiques were on point, but for some reason Will.i.am was in the movie. Yeah, you forgot about that, right?
I'm just like, I'm getting weird flashbacks of the Asian guy that I don't even know what his name was.
Daniel Henney?
Yeah.
I don't know. Agent Zero.
Yeah, I don't even know.
He's a sharpshooting sniper, basically.
Oh, shut the fuck up. He's a Deadshot. Anyways.
Mutant Deadshot. Asian mutant Deadshot.
I guess. I have an example now, actually, which is in your favorite movie ever, Glass. A bad movie, all right?
I don't like that movie.
I will, like, say, all right, that movie, like, unabashedly is awful, yes. Right? But there's still one or two, like, good moments in it, right?
James McAvoy.
Exactly. That's what I was going to talk about. Like, when he becomes the Beast, or, like, when you actually see him, like, kind of switch between, like, the personalities, right? With the first one, you know, when he talks like this, like, he has that list.
Edwin.
Yeah.
Aetheriwa.
Exactly, right? Yeah. To me, it was just like, that is fantastic.
Sorry, not Edwin. Hedwig.
Was it?
Hedwig.
Okay.
They sound damn near identical to
To me, it was just like, every scene of, like, him, all right, like, that actor and, like, you know, all the little personalities that he's flying through, right, is, like, fantastic acting, right? But then they shot him and killed him. It's just like, I will go on record for saying this. I think that movie single-handedly proves, all right, that M. Night Shyamalan should not be given any good IPs.
But the sad part is that was his own IP.
Are you? I thought Glass was a comic.
No.
Mr. Glass.
Is it? No, it's based off of his own shit, no?
No, Mr.
Unbreakable
Unbreakable and Mr. Glass, like I thought those were like original comic series.
Well, that's why I have my phone on the side here where you can't see. Really?
Yeah, because I believe, right, that they were all like original comic book series, right, that he somehow attained the rights to, right, to produce a movie for, and basically poisoned everything.
As far as I could see for the time being, it appears as though you were incorrect.
Am I? Oh boy.
So you, sure, need to suck a dick. Not mine. Fun tangent. That's what I've been saying to customers who come, like, who knock on the glass when we're closing. Are you guys still open? I'm like, no, suck a dick.
You actually say that?
Underneath my breath.
Okay.
I say, no, we're closed. And then as I'm counting the tills and shit, I'm like, suck a dick. Yeah.
All right, fair. So that was my good moment in the bad movie.
It was a terrible movie.
It is awful. Like I said, like unabashedly, I think that this proves, all right, that like M. Night Shyamalan needs to stop making movies.
Suck a dick.
He needs to stop making movies, in my opinion.
I will say this though, it's very commendable that he actually like funded and wrote the whole film on his own.
God, that says a lot about like.
And to be honest, this might sound strange, but I like how the coloring of that film is very different from like other superhero movies, especially Marvel, because I guess I'll get into it now. Actually, you know, as much as I love Marvel movies, the formula from Avengers 2 onwards, there's some major issues that I think needs to be addressed, which is CG and coloration / cinematography.
Okay.
Because have you seen obviously I'm assuming you've seen Black Panther.
Yeah.
Have you seen the last fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is made of rubber, dude.
Everyone's made of rubber, but they're also weird and glowing.
The glowing thing makes sense. It's in the comics.
I guess, but to me it was also just like,
No, it's still shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It like, have you seen? They have like a mobile game where they use very similar designs to the MCU, and it looks identical.
I hate like every Marvel mobile game that is out there.
But yeah. So the CG sometimes is unapologetically terrible. Like in Spider-Man movies, the Homecoming one, there were certain scenes where I'm like, oh no. Because there's a few issues with the way that they CG Spider-Man. Whomever made this decision, they don't have any wrinkles on the suit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Not a single ripple on the suit, but at the same time, he's not meant to look so buff where you can see the definition of the person. So it ends up just looking like a 2D image.
Right.
And then the color grading doesn't help either, because the color grading that they do on most of these films from 2012-ish onwards is flat. It's not very contrasty. The blacks are never actually black. Have you seen? I hate this movie. Have you seen Thor: The Dark Thor? Not the Dark
Thor: The Dark Thor.
Thor. No, because that's what I make fun of it as. Thor: The Dark World, I think.
Yes. And no, I did not see it because I heard that it was legendarily bad.
Yeah, that film is unapologetically bad too, but it looked beautiful. Because I think it's because of two reasons. For one, they shot using actual celluloid, not digitally.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then two, the grading that they did on it was not the standard Marvel MCU thing these days, which is very flat and very
monotone.
Yeah. For most viewers, I'll use that word monotone. It's basically the same way that I shoot my videos before I grade them. That's what it looks like.
Right.
Where it's super flat, very gray. No blacks are actually black.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was the Gray Panther.
I know what you're talking about because Black Widow's suit is almost always like a very dark gray.
Yeah, no, it's in Iron Man 2. It looked good.
You think so?
That was still shot in celluloid, I think.
Okay.
Not that it matters, because it was a terrible movie too.
Well, I don't know, because to me, it's like, I know what you mean when it comes down to like the Spider-Man suit, like looking kind of funky and like rubber bandy almost.
Sure.
And I find it kind of hilarious that you remember one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made.
You're gonna fucking okay. What?
Oh God.
Spider-Man 2.
No. It's the animated one that came
Into
out.
Spider-Verse.
Yes, Into the Spider-Verse. Right. Even that outfit actually had wrinkles on it. if you actually looked at it.
That's what I'm saying. And to me, like the CG on the live action Spider-Man suits never looked any greater than they did in the Mark Webb ones. Because you felt the weight of the dude.
You did, especially like with the swing sequences, because like, my God, those were some of the best.
Yeah.
Still though, I'm trying to think of like my moment now of like, what is it, like bad moment in a good movie.
You said something in Flashpoint earlier, right? Before we rolled.
Oh man,
is it Superman's tiny head?
It is the reveal of Superman, just in general, because to me it's just like
which Superman?
Oh God.
Flashpoint Superman or regular
Superman, all right. Okay, here's how it goes, right? The scene where Barry gets like stuck with like glue or whatever the fuck, all right? Okay. And then all the rest of the Justice League show up, and if you look at them, they are all the same character, just with like swapped palettes, and they all look like Squidward. Like buff, handsome Squidward.
Kinda.
Defined ass lips, weirdly chiseled jaws, right? That are still like somehow in line with the whole neck. But
have you seen? Do you know what I mean when I say the tiny head Superman? Though
I do. It is very awkward to look at.
Dude, his head was the size of like his hand.
I know, and to me, it was just like body proportioning is just all off, man. And not only that, but this scene is not that interesting, right? Like, you know, them all being like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you out, Flash," right? Like, we'll stop the bombs from going off on you, right? And Superman just like,
and
the waiting is the worst part.
I might get this wrong, but I think in that shot too, technically nothing is moving but his cape, and it's just basically they take the shot and just move it down, slowly, and then he says whatever he says.
In my opinion, like that whole like beginning to Flashpoint was just like you didn't need to go there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think Flashpoint is still like one of the best like DC animated movies.
Okay.
I still think that like the Justice League designs there were like, I'm so glad that they changed them. I'm so glad that we almost don't really talk about Flashpoints in like, you know, some of the other movies, but it's just like, oh God. Yeah.
They brought it back up in Suicide Squad Hell to Pay.
They brought it back up there, but that was because like it was the fucking main villain.
Yeah.
Right?
Not gonna spoil it because it's actually kind of an interesting twist.
It's good. Yeah. But they also brought it back up in Darkseid War.
Well,
as an excuse to reboot the series.
Yes.
And now we're getting like Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and it looks like Archer.
It really does. It looks like Archer.
It does look like Archer, and I hate that.
Have you seen the trailer for it though? Because in motion, it doesn't look as bad as the screenshots. Not nearly as bad as the screenshots.
Here's my thing, right? Like, I am personally not the biggest fan of Superman as like a character, only because I think that he's way too perfect. I enjoy flawed characters more than anything else, right? And I'm not the biggest fan of the Superman movies, and this is why, like, this actually, like, helps me because I'm going to cross over now into Death of Superman, right?
Oh, boy.
I think that movie is not good. I don't like it, mostly because, like, in all honesty, all right, like, it moves at a breakneck pace, all right? Mm-hmm. There is no moments to stop and pause, all right? And the whole scenario of just like Superman's going to come save me, right? Like
Superman that hoe.
It just feeds into my issue with him, which is that like he is too powerful, he is too liked, he's too loved, right? And the thing is like I find him like way too perfect as a character, and that is, in my opinion, is boring, right? And the weird thing as well about that, and I guess like it's a bad movie, but I guess this is a good thing that they did, all right? They rolled back cocky Superman.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
No, that was one of the things that I'm glad that they fixed from Justice League War.
Yeah.
Because they even changed the voice actor.
Yeah. He was like a douche back in like Justice League War.
What can you do?
Exactly.
It sounds very strange out of my mouth, but yeah.
Not only that, but like he was just like, your friend broke, so I'll ask you. And I'm just like, this isn't Superman.
It's like, that's not my friend, buddy.
And to me, it was just like, when they rolled it back, all right, and made it so that he's like nervous to like talk to Lois, I was just like, okay, no, that's genuinely good. That's like, I think like that actually brings me closer to actually even liking this character, even though I still don't. Yeah, because in my opinion, all right, like cocky Superman, like, bruh, I don't think that belongs anywhere in the DC universe.
I'll say this. I think my favorite Superman story is written by motherfucking Grant Morrison. I think it was the All-Star Superman.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Isn't it funny? My favorite story of Superman is when he dies. but no, because what that does, it deconstructs and reconstructs the character to fit in a more modern world. Mm-hmm. But then on top of that, it shows his struggles are not meant to be relatable, and that's what makes it interesting. As long as you give Superman a competent writer that understands that.
I guess my issue with, I don't know, man, like, because my biggest issue with him is just that he is too powerful, right? Like, when he enters into a room, all right, let's say, like, you know, the Joker or whatever, like, everyone's there, right? Like, all the bad guys in the world are there, right? When he enters into the room, all right, it's automatically, like, there's no more threat, really. Like, he can almost, like, in a split second end
like All Might from My Hero Academia.
Kind of.
I'm here! I just binged the whole show,
yeah,
like,
you told me,
in the past 4 days. So. All 4 seasons and the 2 movies in 4 days.
You are so missing out right now because Umbrella Academy is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's the next thing I need to start binging. Mm-hmm. Please tell me, because it's a Netflix show. Mm-hmm. Tell me it doesn't have the standard problem of pacing.
No.
Thank God. Okay.
In season 1, the pacing is almost perfect. There's like 1 or 2 moments where I think, like, you know, we're kind of spending a little too much time on one character. Okay. Season 2, I have issues with, and this is kind of why I want you to see the whole thing, all right, because we could talk about this. But Umbrella Academy is legitimately good.
Okay. Because I was trying to watch 13 Reasons with my sister. I could not do it.
What was it?
13 Reasons. It's basically this girl dies, but she leaves, like, these tapes behind for, like, jackasses to listen to. They're all in high school. It's weird.
That's a horror movie, isn't it?
I don't know. It's a series. The point is, I saw like the first 2 episodes. I'm like, this is interesting, but it's kind of slow. But you know, it's the first 2 episodes, and then it's the third, and then the fourth. I'm like, why is it still so slow?
I know what you mean, but in Umbrella Academy, like, they literally set it up as like, dude, we got like a week to fix everything going on right now.
Well, shit.
And it moves at, like, just the right pace, in my opinion, all right? There's moments where it kind of slows down, all right, and you do, like, hear more about the characters, all right? Which is perfect. But it's still, like, we only got, like, maybe 10 days, like, a little more than a week or something like that, all right? To figure out what causes the end of the world and stop that.
I need to see the show.
You do, in my opinion. There's also that, and then there's also another superhero series that I think you should watch, which is The Boys. That's
The Voice?
The Boys.
Oh, because I'm like, I know what The Voice is. The fucking, I got this crown with this Bugatti. I'm strong in this Bugatti. Was that The Voice or X Factor? I forget.
That's X Factor.
Oh, it's the same shit, bro. It's the same shit.
But The Boys is like, I know we're kind of getting off topic right now, but I actually do want to talk about this, which is The Boys is basically what if superheroes were in our world. Not a modern, necessarily, like, retelling or whatever, right? Like, our, like, hyper-corrupt, hyper-capitalist world, right?
Are they not in our world? Are you saying that superheroes don't exist, dog? Do you lack faith?
I'm talking about a Superman, right, that, assassinated a politician, just 'cause.
You mean like Gods and Monsters?
Sort of.
Okay.
It's kind of like Gods and Monsters in a way, but it's more like you are following the tale of, like, a group of just chuckle-fuck idiots, all right, who are learning how to kill superpowers. Like, supers is what they call them, right?
Okay.
They're learning to kill them because they understand, like, hey, they kind of run the world, and then they run it in a very shit and corrupt way.
Okay.
And it is honestly, like, gruesome and brutal. It's like Deadpool's level of, like, rated R. But it's awesome.
It sounds like you just want me to see it because, like, people die.
They don't pull any punches.
Okay.
But anyways, back to the topic. We're going off, like, too much now. I already said 2 of them now, so.
So what we're gonna do now is actually we're gonna take a quick break. I gotta take a shit, and then we'll be right back.
You were full of gas.
And we are back. Anyways, you wanted to talk about the green thing, the Hulk.
Yes. Remind me again of the director. So that
Ang Lee, the Chinese guy.
Ang Lee, okay.
The Chinese guy.
So here's the thing, right? I actually don't hate that movie. I actually think that it's pretty good, right? And this is probably just me, like, revisiting my memories as a kid. Because as a kid, I thought, like, fuck, man, that's the Hulk. This is amazing, right? I know, I can see you already have problems with this. I think it's a good movie, but the bad thing about it, right, is the editing. Because the cuts and the movements, all right, from scene to scene, it looks like a 2003, like, Windows Media Player edit. Of, like, shot of, like, camera moving in like this on top of, like, an overlay of black, and then it's just like you get multiple, like, camera shots, and to me it was just like interesting when I was a kid, but when I look back at it now, I'm just like, that's sloppy and it looks like shit.
It's been bad since 2003.
I thought it was okay.
This is fucking heresy, bro. Don't worry, guys. This is just a prop for Min. Fuck. How did I manage to get it in there earlier? There we go.
Very nice.
If you're wondering why that's there, it's actually to prop him up.
So maybe it's just a bad moment in a bad movie.
Yeah, moment. It's the whole fucking movie. The whole movie's like that.
I'm beginning to realize that I can't necessarily pinpoint moments too well in the movies because
you're like, hey, remember like the Transformers? How like there was people screaming at each other? Yeah, that was pretty bad. That's the whole fucking movie.
Well, no, there is one unabashedly bad moment in the Transformers movie.
Transmumu,
which is when Bumblebee pisses on the guy.
Yeah. That was on the first one. He peed on, not John Travolta. What was his name? John Turturro.
Oh my god. I don't know who gave Michael Bay. Anyways.
It was Hasbro. Michael.
I thought it was Warner Brothers.
Dude,
anyways.
It's a Universal movie, you fool. Paramount Pictures.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Speaking of the Transformers movies, that was totally an accident.
Oh wait, like this is one of your moments? Okay.
Yeah, I actually... here's the thing, right? A lot of people give Shia LaBeouf bullshit for like the Transformers movies, right? How all he does is scream no, and Optimus, right? In fairness, like that's just the way that the script is written. But the thing that people sometimes forget about like the Transformers movies is Shia LaBeouf is talking to nobody.
He's talking to you, the viewer.
No. I mean that literally. When they're shooting, obviously Optimus Prime is not there. He's really talking to nobody.
Well, he's talking to like a CGI blob.
No, yeah, but there's nothing there. So like it actually, I'm praising his performance for that because like, he makes it believable that he's talking to these like freaking metal chunks.
I like the fact that you're like, everyone thinks that he's a crazy person and he's perfectly acting as like a crazy person.
No, he is totally crazy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the people hate like his performance. I'm like, that's just because the script is terribly written, but like he actually looks like he's interacting with these robots that aren't there. Mm-hmm. So he's probably on something.
Well, yeah, considering the meltdown that he's been having. Yeah.
But jokes aside though, like I genuinely believe that like him and Haley Steinfeld in the Bumblebee movie, the girl.
Right, when they just randomly got rid of that other actress.
No. In the Bumblebee movie.
I know. What I mean is like when they just got rid of her and no one ever talked about it.
What?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Clearly.
I know about... No, here's the thing, right? I know about the Bumblebee movie. I know what you're talking about.
Are you talking about Megan Fox?
Yes. When they just got rid of her and no one talked about it. They kept moving the Transformers like storyline forward, but she just wasn't there, is what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
After like 2,
yes,
she just disappeared off the face of the earth, and everyone acted like it was normal. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, funny thing about that actually, if you take it in, right, the way that, what was her name?
Megan Fox?
No, whoever the blonde chick is, I forgot her name.
Already.
No, I don't remember her character name because she was Carly.
Sure.
No, I really think it's Carly.
Sure.
So if you think about it, Carly's job that the way that they wrote was she's a freaking curator of cars, right? And her position is that she's able to basically have like a museum of cars, right?
Sure.
But previous to that, there was a scene showing that she worked for like the office of
Naval intelligence.
Yeah, which I'm like, how the fuck does that work? It doesn't. You know why? Because it was still meant to be Michaela.
Yeah. But again, I think, like, in my honest opinion, I still think that the Transformers movies are all flawed.
Oh, of course. But I will say this. The music in that movie, in all those movies, is fucking amazing.
Linkin Park?
No, Steve Jablonsky.
Oh.
The score. Not the soundtrack, the score.
Okay.
Linkin Park. Nothing as funny as Nickelback in Spider-Man 2.
Oh, god damn it.
And they say that a heroes. I actually like that song.
That's their only good one, in my opinion. But yeah, no, I see what you mean. But I feel as though, like, when we're talking about, like, good moments or, like, stuff like that, right, in these movies, we're kind of moving more towards, like, the mechanics in the movies. Because I'm talking about editing. Well, I'm talking about, like, I don't like Superman.
Well, I actually talked about, the first thing I said was actually the moment of Spider-Man 2. That was a legitimate moment.
The first thing I talked about was, like, what was it, James McAvoy, like, him as the Beast, and the movement from, like,
he's not the Beast.
To the Beast. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
The transitions, like, between them, right? But it's like, I'm starting to come more and more to the conclusion that, like, in all honesty, I think we're just kind of referring more to, like, mechanical, like, bits of it.
Oh, yeah? You're wrong. It's in X3, The Last Stand. Dude, the whole bridge sequence, as nonsensical as it is, like, is fucking amazing.
You mean, like, just the action going on?
Yes, the whole entire thing with him fucking, like, Magneto, like, tearing the bridge apart and reassembling it, which makes no fucking sense practically, but, like, reassembling that shit and then dropping it off at the other end of Alcatraz, I think it was. Bro. And that was 2006 or 7, bro. With that type of CG, and it made it look legit, bro, that shit was fucking sick.
I can't help but remember Halle Berry's line. Do you know what happens to a toad in thunder?
That was the first one, and it was terrible. Dude, that wig.
That accent?
That whole performance was just weird, because she had, like, a half accent.
But then she gave up.
Yeah, they slowly transitioned that out. Same thing with Wanda's Russian accent in MCU.
I completely forgot.
That's what I'm saying. They purposely did it strategically so that you would forget that she had an accent.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking terrible, dude.
Oh, man. What were we talking about?
The bridge in X3.
There you go. Yeah. I totally know what you mean.
A lot of the action in that movie, even though the physics don't make sense sometimes, is genuinely good. Like when they threw Hugh Jackman up through the roof and then the stuntman dropped down. Doesn't really make sense physics, but like who cares? It's sick. I
will say that's actually giving me some flashbacks of like old.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
No, no, not that gem.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Fantastic Four movie, which I hate. I honestly don't like the Fantastic Four. Right? I think like they're way too much a product of like the 70s or whatever the hell, right?
40s, imagine.
Either
60s,
way.
sorry.
There you go, right? Like they're too old, right? Like I don't know necessarily how you can make them like better. I think we talked about it already like in a previous episode.
Yes.
But the scene where you actually saw like how they got their powers, all right? Like, you know, like them getting hit by like the solar rays, everything's in slow motion.
Are we talking about the 2004 one or the 2014 one?
2004.
Okay, thank God.
Because 2014 is
we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. I thought that scene was actually kind of cool. Like, just seeing, like, you know, Mr. Fantastic kind of like kind of stretch back like that.
Why does this sound like a fight?
The Thing, all right, like, you know, the skin, like, calcifying and, like, you know, just, like, he's turning into the Thing, right? Like, to me, like, that shot was just, like, wow, that's actually really nice. Okay. And especially for 2004 graphics.
Well, I'll say this, too. I enjoyed the Silver Surfer in the sequel.
I only liked that one scene of him, like, basically, like, almost killing Johnny Storm.
Yeah, okay.
That whole high-speed chase.
Yeah, okay, you have a good point. You're right. No, you're right. Yep, okay.
That is the only enjoyable thing about that entire movie, in my opinion.
No, you're right.
Because after that, everything just gets way too melodramatic.
Oh, dude! Right before when Johnny absorbs everybody's power, right? Yeah. At the end fight, and then you see the fist forming, and then it cuts to Dr. Doom and it goes.
I'm remembering the scene from, I believe it's like the first one, or like Fantastic Four, like the first one, where Mr. Fantastic is playing like on a tablet or something like that, or he's typing, and it's just his thumbs, all right, made out of rubber, just like whap, 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 across the whole thing. And to me, it was just like, that is goofy, and this is the reason why I will never respect you, Mr. Fantastic. Because here's the thing, right? Super stretchy powers, I almost cannot like take seriously unless you're Ralph Digby.
I disagree with you. Because I think what you're thinking about when it comes to elongated man is the way that CW does it.
No, I'm thinking about the comics with Injustice.
Okay, I don't know about the way that Injustice is done, but traditionally in the comics, he's not nearly as silly as he is in CW. Mm-hmm. CW does this interesting thing where like they take characters.
They Batmanify it?
No, yes, but not that. They take characters that and they change their personalities to be somebody else. Ray Palmer in CW, especially in while it was still in Arrow, because when he's on Legends, it's a whole new thing. But especially on Arrow, bro, that's Ted Cord. Ralph Dibny, Plastic Man.
Yep.
Batwoman, that's it. Just it's sad because that's probably the best looking suit, I feel. The best looking fursuit.
In my opinion, all right, I think that was the best looking CW11 suit next to like
where do you get this 11 from? There's no 11.
I don't know, all right? Like my brain keeps going there for some reason. No.
What the
No, a song was playing in my head for like a split second.
So for people who are listening to this on Spotify or whatever, this fool literally just looked away into nothingness for like 2 seconds.
Because a song started playing in my head, and I was just like, is that it? No, that's not it.
That's what I'm saying, you fucking crackhead.
But in my opinion, right, that is the nicest looking like CW like costume, right, for the main character, right?
Okay.
Next to, I would say, season 3 Flash.
Oh, so I thought you could say Supergirl for a suit.
I did not like that. I did not like it as much.
What's wrong with you?
So, here's the thing, right? Like, I didn't mind the suits, all right? It's not my favorite, but it's not, like, I didn't hate it. But it was just every shot that I got of Supergirl's, like, suit and, like, the action scenes in season 1 of Supergirl was bad. You would see her, right?
I'm having a hard time remembering.
From a shot of her like this, kind of like, flying, right? Sure. And then she, like, pushes her legs out to like kick the guy, all right? And you get the momentum, you feel it, right? And then in the next shot, you just see like, whap, and the guy goes flying back. And to me, it was just like...
But dude, that has nothing to do with the suit.
I don't care. Every shot of that suit looked bad.
No, that literally has nothing to do with the suit.
Yes. I don't know.
Do you know what I hate about the suit? The thing I hate about the suit is when somebody else gets kicked. It's like, that has nothing to do with the suit.
It is how they shot it and how they positioned it.
Trying to remember the season 3 Flash suit. Was that the one?
It was the sleekest design.
Wasn't that basically just a season 4 suit? Or sorry, not season 4, the Future Berry suit?
Yes, I think. Wait. Fuck, now I'm having trouble remembering.
It is, yeah. Is it the one that basically just looks like a motorcycle jacket with a straight up like zipper that's exposed?
Pretty much, but to me it was just like, it was the sleekest.
That's my problem with it, is it looked too much like a motorcycle jacket, because it was a motorcycle jacket.
Fair.
That's why I prefer the current season 5 suit, despite the fact that I stopped watching The Flash.
So I guess this would be considered like bad things in good series, or...
Fuck, I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
Yeah, because we're kind of going all over the place with this topic, which is why I think it's kind of hard to pinpoint this sort of stuff.
I was doing good.
I guess.
I thought of like 3 of them. Here's another good movie, or a good moment in a honestly mediocre movie. It's not really that good, nor is it bad, or that bad. So obviously I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. I know you haven't seen this movie, G.I. Joe Retaliation, because the first one is actually legitimately trash.
I saw the trailers.
Of which one?
I don't even know.
Does Snake Eyes have a mouth?
No.
The second one. This is what I'm talking about. Most of the action in that movie is actually pretty good. So most of the action in the movie, because I realized, See, this is the problem with mediocre movies. It's not good or bad. So you actually go both ways with this. The good thing is the action in that movie is actually pretty good. And it's a good mix between grounded and sci-fi. Because, technically none of these guys have superpowers.
Yeah.
But then I just realized there's also dumb shit. Like, hey, this traditionally very Japanese ninja clan is going to have a black fucking master. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem with that is they cast... Because, let's say if it was played with, like, an actual actor, like, with respect or, like, a martial arts background. So the first person I'm thinking of was, like, Michael Jai White, right, for example?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes would probably work, too. No, they got fucking RZA. From Wu-Tang Clan.
Tell me there was rap music in the background.
No, thank God, no. But they got fucking RZA, and I could not believe this man's cadence or anything. Like, it did not... Like, he was the only one that looked like a toy. Because G.I. Joe is ultimately a toy brand. He was the one that looked like a toy. You know why? It's a black dude with like, nappy hair that's been, like, kind of, like, shaved and shaped in a way where it's meant to look like an Asian beard. And he was made to be blind looking in a fucking Japanese black gi with, like, fading, like, gray streaks. He looked like... He just did not look like a real... He looked like he was cosplaying compared to everybody else.
Sounds like an anime character.
No. That's exactly... He looked like an anime character. He was called the Blind Master, and he even had, like, the fucking contacts to make him look blind.
Oh my god. I'm just getting flashbacks of, like, what was it? Afro Samurai. I don't know if you know about that.
I know about it. I don't know much about it.
It shouldn't have been anything more than just a wallpaper that someone made for their desktop, right? But someone created a game and then a comic book series for it, and it's awful, right?
Bullshit.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. I had a moment in my head just now of... Yes! Do you know about the Street Fighter movie?
To me, it's just a Tuesday. Is it? I knew it! I forgot it was Tuesday or Thursday.
That movie is unabashedly bad, right? Yeah. It is god-awful, right?
Yeah.
The characters are lazy, right? The action is non-existent, right? And the lines are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But the best part of that whole movie is Kenya Sawada.
Who?
The Asian guy in the army uniform, and his acting is like it's like drier than cardboard.
Well, honestly,
I believe that we have to go and assault the base at...
I thought you were gonna say, of course!
No. That guy had actual, like, charisma to him.
That shit was so funny. Of course!
You got paid?
Dude, I just love that
this
movie.
Money's not even worth the paper it's printed on.
I don't like that movie, but I just love the moments like, to me I called a Tuesday.
Like I said, like, the lines are fucking great, right? Yeah. But Kenya Sawada, I don't, like, after this, alright, like, I will show you
Who was he supposed to be?
Oh my god, I think he was supposed to be Feng, I think, right? But they completely cut Feng's character out, so then he just played, like, random soldier guy.
Oh, okay.
Right? But here's the stupidest thing, right? I did, like, some research behind that movie just because I was curious about, like, the production of that shit. It is all kinds of fucked up. Japan originally wanted Kenya Sawada, alright, to be sort of, like, the main representative of Street Fighter. Until they saw him act.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, when this is over, I have to show you, like, that short clip
of course
talking. Okay. Oh my god. But like I said, right, like, that whole movie, god-awful, shit tier, right? Don't even bother watching it, right? When you see Kenya Sawada act, though, everything becomes so much better.
I guess if we're gonna go with that, I really wish our homeboy Shamu was here. The Room is
oh my god, I was waiting for this.
I love The Room. The Room is undoubtedly a terribly amazing movie. It's god tier.
Nothing like it really exists.
I mean, if you think about it, even the main character, right, Tommy Wiseau, he looks like Jesus.
But he always looks high or just like...
Yeah, that's also the way he speaks too. Hi, babe. The opening lines. Hi, babe. I got these flowers for you. Anything for my princess.
Let's eat, huh?
Yeah, let's eat her. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
I still think.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I still think that my favorite lines throughout that whole movie, all right, is everybody betray me.
I fed up with this world. Now, my favorite line, I thought it would be, you don't touch me, motherfucker. You're nothing. You're no good. You're just a little chicken. Jeep, 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 jeep. As you can see, I practiced this for some reason. Fucking. So, anyways, how's the sex life?
Yeah, we use those lines like in just regular conversation.
The unfortunate thing is, people don't know about that shit and think we're high.
Yep.
Like, there's this whole time when we were at fucking at this Korean fried chicken place.
Oh, we're telling this story.
We were just fucking hilariously dumb. What was the dumb thing that almost killed us from laughter again?
So, the cashier got over, all right?
It's this machine.
Yeah. Like the machine, all right, to pay, all right? And you're like this. Like.
So I had my card in my hand to tap, and I was pretending to be like Shamu. Because Shamu, I forgot if he was high or intoxicated. Mm-hmm. But the point is, his sense of, what the fuck was it called? His sense of
direction, as well as spacing.
Depth perception was just all off, right? So he could not, for the life of him, grab his cup to drink. So I was imitating that by missing the machine. And then the lady was like, yeah, it's this machine. I was like, oh, yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
And there was a moment where, like, me and Shamu both looked in the opposite direction, and we were trying our best to just hold in our laughter. But then I think you started making that noise just now. And then we just burst out. And we lost our shit. And the lady was like, yeah.
But yeah, back to the room. His laugh is all weird too.
His laugh is weird. And the thing is, like, that movie is bad, right? But it's so bad.
It's amazing. I don't know. It's a god tier. It's like Chael Sonnen. He never lost.
That's what I mean. Like, it's so bad, it's fucking amazing. No other movie like this exists out there.
Even the way he laughs, just
what a story, Mark.
That was the first time I heard you say that.
Oh man.
It seems to me like you are the expert, Mark.
So bad.
Do you Hey Johnny? Yes. Do you think girls like to cheat like how guys do?
Oh my god.
Fucking Danny. You don't understand. Lisa, I think I'm in love with her. Go on. What do you mean go on?
Oh my god. The only movie that I think could even like come close to like how terrible that is, alright, is the Mortal Kombat movie.
Nah, I disagree with you because that is campy.
I guess.
You know, the room was apparently striving for greatness.
Oh, it achieved it.
Yeah, Lisa loves you too. As a person, as a human being. If everybody loved each other, then the world would be a better place to live in. But don't think about that. If you have any questions, any concerns, I will help you. Let's eat, huh?
So good. So good.
Thank you. I mean, what a story. It doesn't help that my coworker's name is actually Mark.
Oh, this is good.
So the moment that he actually mastered doing exchanges and refunds on his own, we were like, it seems to me like you are the expert, Mark.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So,
fucking love that movie.
I think that wraps it up at this point.
We still have another 4 minutes if we could kill if you wish.
I don't know, because my issue is, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a good movie that just had, like, another bad moment in it. Oh, my God.
All the action in The Dark Knight was shit. I said it.
Okay, so we're having some hot takes here. Okay.
Bro, every single... Like, from The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, all the action was shit. It was just 4 arms moving at, like, fucking 4 miles per millennium.
Fair.
And it was, like, all these weird, like, medium shots.
God, I'm actually struggling with this just because, like, do
you understand lag?
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Volume 2? Or the first one?
No, it was the second one.
Volume 2?
When
You're hideous.
No. Drax is still, like, Drax has his moments, but there's moments in that show where I'm just like, okay, like, you're really pushing it, right? Where Drax basically, like, starts laughing in, like, his face.
Yeah, okay, that was funny.
To me, all right, no, here's the thing, right? I think that movie is like okay, right? It's not great, it's not bad, right?
I do think the first one is better.
I think the first one is way better.
But I do like the themes of the second one more.
I suppose. But the second one, all right, like I felt as though like it is a moment where like they are laughing in your face so that you laugh with them. It is like a forced laughter kind of like situation, right?
It's not like Tommy Wiseau. When he laughs, you laugh naturally.
Exactly. Like when Drax is like laughing at Peter's face, right? It's just like, she knows all of your deepest, darkest.
I actually no. I found that line hilarious though.
To me, no. I felt as though like, wow, that is on the nose. Holy shit.
But I think only he gets away with that. A character like him or Wonder Woman.
Fair, because they're such like ambiguous and like literal characters.
Yeah, like out of the water thing, fish out water thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess actually on that note, and this will be the last one because we're running low on time. In Wonder Woman, the reveal of Ares was ridiculously underwhelming.
It was ridiculously underwhelming and kind of hilarious because you see this prim, proper English guy with a mustache, right?
Yeah, like
and
hello.
And you're just like, Ares, I was cast in the depths of like Tartarus, and you look up and he's like in a cave or whatever, like, right?
Yeah,
and he's not even ripped.
Well, the funny thing is the CG animation thing before it was like shows this like big shredded motherfucker that looks like Beowulf and shit, right? Or 300, right? And then it's like it's just him like looking like, yo, this is my librarian, dog. What you talking about? Hello.
Or to me, it's just like, this guy helps me with my taxes.
And the thing is this, right? Like you could show him like maybe that's an alternate form, and then when he armors up or whatever, he'll look badass. The armor itself, I guess, actually did look pretty cool, but you still saw his fucking face. So to me, it's like, no, he's still my librarian.
To me, it's like what you could have done was just red eyes, just complete dark red eyes. Doesn't matter.
Blackface, red eyes.
Exactly.
You're racist.
What is wrong with you?
You want like Red Eyes Black Dragon, basically.
Yeah.
No, I would too, to be honest.
I just want the silhouette.
The other thing that sucks about that movie too, or not sucks, but I thought was a little bit corny the second or third time I watched it, was when she goes like, "I believe in love," and I was like, "Okay,
we're stretching. Yeah, we're pulling here."
I was like, dude, if I make a superhero parody, I'm gonna be like, I believe in chicken nuggets. Fuck you gonna do?
I am getting flashbacks right now for some reason to Suicide Squad. Real quick, all right? Movie is bad. It's shit. It's god-awful, right? Mm-hmm. My favorite line in that whole movie is...
B.E.T.
It's that?
I fucking knew it. Okay.
But it's also Will Smith looking at Enchantress doing her fucking dancing bullshit, and he's like, "Lady, you are evil!" And no one says anything. No one even looks at him weird. And that's it.
And that's it on that note, because we are really running low on time. Shane doesn't have any public social media, but you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud. There's probably something else that I'm missing. But all at Kirby Kwan Jr. That's KIRBY KWANJR. And don't forget to follow our podcast on multiple platforms, including Spotify, Breaker, RadioPublic, Google Cast, and Apple Podcasts by typing in Ghetto Fabulous Podcast. That's GHETTO FABULOUS Podcast. And of course, rate us 5 stars possible. That would really help us support the channel as well as this podcast as well. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening, guys, for people who are listening on audio platforms, and take care.
See ya.
Of course. Okay.